Yeah. All right, everybody. We're having an exciting Saturday night over here at Casa de Hawk. Got Falcon here.
What's up, everybody?
He's been doing some technologia improvements for me. Technologia. He has worked his special brand of magic to dramatically increase my internet speeds, for which I'm truly grateful. Thank you, Falcon.
You bet.
And it allows me to, in a much quicker manner, access headlines like this. Stephen Miller is brutally ridiculed by observers for crying about an insurrection in Los Angeles. He tweeted, so let me find it here. He retweeted a video of protester from some guy named Brian Allen. Said, breaking, protesters have surrounded the federal detention center in Los Angeles. They were protesting peacefully. Nobody broke any doors. Nobody broke any windows.
Somebody threw a water bottle.
Nobody beat the shit out of any cops, all of which happened on January 6th. And he retweeted that. This is a full-blown standoff with the feds. And so Stephen Miller retweets that as, quote, an insurrection against the laws and sovereignty of the United States. Because I think Stephen Miller thinks that anytime anybody disagrees with him, or Fat Nixon, Pervert Hoover, Groper Cleveland, that constitutes an insurrection. That same guy, Brian Allen, who Stephen Miller retweeted Stephen Miller's retweet and said, Stephen Miller, the guy who's the architect of family separation, is now crying insurrection because Californians dared to protest ICE raids. You don't get to weaponize the government and then act shocked when people fight back. California isn't backing down. He garnered multiple other responses from people. One person said, Stephen Miller is now calling the anti-ICE uprising in Los Angeles an insurrection against U.S. sovereignty. Let's be clear, over 800 protesters cornered federal agents in a garage, breached a government building, and caused widespread damage. He added, this isn't just chaos, it's a full-blown standoff. Miller is demanding National Guard deployment and federal arrests. The stakes just got raised. And then he yelled at him about calling it an insurrection. Internet personality Leah McElrath. Hey, do you think I qualify as an internet personality?
If Leo McElrath does.
Leah.
Oh, if Leah McElrath does, then yes.
Okay.
Internet. As far as I'm concerned.
Internet personality Hawk will now describe what internet personality Leah McElrath chimed in with. She wrote, to give people an idea of where the Trump administration is wanting to take things, White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller is calling the anti-ICE protests in large cities and blue states an insurrection against the laws and sovereignty of the United States. Another guy said, calling a peaceful protest an insurrection disrespects our democracy. Protesting unjust policies is a constitutional right, not sedition. Stephen Miller's rhetoric endangers civil liberties and distorts the meaning of real threats. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol echoed Miller's language, resulting in similar feedback. Let's be clear, anyone who assaults or impedes a federal law enforcement officer or agent in the performance of their duties will be arrested swiftly, prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Wait, hang on. Attack a cop and lifelong consequences will follow, Falcon.
Unless it's January 6th.
Bingo.
At the Capitol.
At the Capitol, there you go, where you get a pardon from Fat Nixon, Pervert Hoover. In response to that, this is funny. In response to that, speechwriter Mark Salter replied, unless you're breaking into the Capitol and trying to hang the vice president.
Unless you have fecal matter
That's right.
In both your hands and you're smearing it on the wall.
That's right. It was not reported today that as protesters surrounded the federal building, There are no reports that any of them defecated into their own hands and smeared their own fecal matter on the walls. I'm going to do this in every single TikTok that I make about this bullshit. I'm going to reference January 6th multiple times. And anytime any of us see Trump humpers posting about this shit on TikTok or wherever, just go into their comments and write, unless it's January 6th.
Yes.
Because fuck every single one of these people.
That was a peaceful protest.
Yes, it was. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, can you believe that there's at least one person that I know of who has had sexual intercourse with Stephen Miller willingly? His wife. They have a kid. But apparently she's banging Elon Musk now. And she left her job at the White House to go work for Elon Musk because they were in a throuple.
Well, she's got good taste, huh? I think her picker may be off.
Join the club. Mine hasn't been functioning for quite some time. And notice we said picker, not pecker. There you go. People always, I think, intentionally mishear that one. But man, Stephen Miller is just a vile little rodent of a person. He's like a cross between a rat and a really ugly lizard. Anyway, have a good Saturday night, everybody.